Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In the last class, we have started with a little bit of assignment work. As I was discussing with you guys, this is going to be serious work. We need to start working on these things as soon as possible. Watch the videos as much as you can. Follow exactly what I'm doing here in order to make sure that you are able to do your assignment. This assignment is a little bit big, but compared to the subjects, web-based systems, web programming, we really need to do something like this. Otherwise, it will be not worth the efforts. So guys, you are here in for a very nice module, very good module, but you can only do it if you commit. So this is not something a lecturer can teach you. This is something you have to learn. So I'm creating all these videos so that you can watch while you are free, you can spend more time on it, and believe me, without spending time just attending the class, you are not going to do this. You are not going to achieve what you are looking for. And there is no way you can learn this by coming to the class and attending and watching it. The only way, there is only way to do it, only one way to do it, and that is by practicing, by applying and by pausing the video and trying to do exactly what I'm doing. Or of course, if you have other videos, you can watch it. You don't have to watch my videos. Just watch some videos or some books and stuff and try to do some tutorials on them. Okay, so let me open up Visual Studio Code and show you where we were left with last. In the last class, we said HDC theme park, we replaced the page with our own page. This is the page. So we have some guidelines on how we created the partials. We created the navigation separately, footer separately, body separately, and I told you why I did that. So please understand and try to do similar page for yourself. Now I have tried to create customer in that class. Remember, we created a customer controller, and we didn't do anything here yet, right? We didn't do anything here yet. Now if you look at the customer class, there are a few things like the customer has a name, he has an ID card number, as well as he has a phone number. So three inputs, right? What I have done here is I have done a smaller sample pages for hotel, because hotel is just one variable. Hotel has a name. If you look at your assignment pages, let's see, for example, this is not the one. Here we have that. Do we have that relational schema? Yeah, this is the schema, right? Roughly, this is the schema. You are allowed to change it, of course. Here in the hotel, we only have a hotel name. Of course, there's a hotel ID. I know there will be some other details like contact person, contact details, blah blah blah. No need, just for the simplicity of this assignment, just hotel name. So let us go and create a new model first. So as I said, while you are here, Control tilde will bring you this terminal. So PHP artisan make model. What is the model we are trying to make? Hotel. Okay, so we are trying to make hotel and dash mcr slash colon mcr. So it's not actually colon, it's hyphen mcr. So mcr is, as I told you guys, creating a hotel.php as well as a migration file as well as a controller that has resources, meaning like this controller with these basic functions. Okay, hit enter and you are going to get all these files created. The first thing you can do is find this file, create hotel table, because that is what database is going to do. So go to your database folder. Down here there will be a database folder, migrations folder, and then you can find your hotels table. See, there's only one item we have to add, and that is table. We are going to add a name, which is going to be a string. Sorry, string name. Okay, the hotel name. So that is the basically only input you need, hotel name. Now when you have this information, what you can do is you can easily go and migrate this database table. So this is the location where you're going to do your database. If there's a change to the database also, you can just bring it by creating a new migration file and update the database, or roll back and create and add more details. So the PHP artisan migrate is going to take my database into the MySQL database, and therefore it's going to create it. See, so this is the database page we have here, show tables. Now we have a hotels table. Of course, there's nothing in it yet. Right, now as I told you guys in the last class, in this case this is one item. Hotel has only one item. Let's get rid of terminal. Okay, find the hotel class here. See, inside the models you have hotel, and this is the hotel class. And in this case, hotel only has one item, and that is uh, we have to create a dollar fillable array. The fillable array is where you are going to create all your uh, fields that the table has. Let me give you an example here. You see, in the user.php also you have a fillable array, so protected fillable array, same thing. And then this name, email, and password is what the user has, and these are the information you will be able to fill. This means fillable means this is the information that we have access to in the hotel table. So we have a hotel name only, and you can just leave this way. Last comma can be kept, so even removed, no problem. So we have a hotel. Now we go into our hotel controller. Find hotel controller, http controllers hotel controller. You see, this is the hotel controller. This is the skeleton of the hotel controller, right? So what did I tell you guys? I said when the customer is on this page and he clicks this hotel link, just look at this URL down here. You can see the URL. The URL is waterpark/hotel. So /hotel is going to take you somewhere. So what happens is in the controller, you remember me talking about web.php? Web.php is in routes folder. This is where you are going to navigate the user throughout your website. So if the customer enters a URL, so initially you have a URL there for root folder. If he enters hotel, what you are going to do is, see, it is this item. If you click hotel, although the label says hotels, the Laravel uses the singular form when referring to the URLs. Okay, you can of course use plural if you want, but this is the standard, Okay, what do you want to do? Okay, so you can see here, if it is hotel, you're going to take him somewhere, and this somewhere is defined by either a function like this one or a function somewhere else, and this somewhere else usually is a controller. So you can say hotel controller, and then you have to give the method name, so index. So this means if the user clicks route hotel like this, and then he says he wants to take you into hotel controller index method, what you are trying to say is essentially that in the hotel controller there is a method called index. Take the customer here. That's what mean of this line. Okay, now for the case of this class, you should remember you have this kind of routes, many routes. One is to see all the hotels, another one is to add new hotel, another one is to edit new hotel, to view new hotel, delete new hotel. So all these things can be inserted, but there is actually one route which you can just put, and that will do everything. And I think I have given some tips here for that. No, I don't have. Okay, let me try to open up something for you to share with you about that. This is not the one. Yeah, basically uh, a resource route is a route where you have a route and then you have resource, and what that does is if you have hotel here, then everything related to the hotel will be handled by hotel controller. Okay, so you can have actually resourceful routes. So if the customer clicks anything about the hotel, it will take him into the hotel page actually. Okay, so that's the idea of that thing. So let me try to open up actually a page here to show you what I'm trying to show here. So one of the one of the tips that I have written about Laravel should have these guidelines. Yeah, should open up. Where is that file? Come on. Notepad plus plus plus. I have a file opened here. I'm trying to hide the contents of the file that is hidden there. That is there. So let me try to open a new instance of tips.txt. Right. Okay. So this is the tips file. That's good. Okay. Right. What I'm saying here is the first of all the item that we just tried this way. Okay. So if you have a hotel as a URL, there are several things that's going to happen. Just now what we tried to do was this. All these are actually example routes. So a resource route is combining all these routes in one route. Meaning if the URL here says /hotel, take him into the index method where you are going to display a page of all the hotels. And if the URL says hotel/create, that means you are trying to create a new hotel, take the customer into another page where you are going to create. And if the URL is a post URL, of course it's not a URL. If the form is submitted, if a form is submitted into a /user URL, then it is saving the data. Okay, there is a store method in the controller here, store method, so it will go into the store method. Okay, and then the same applies to all other methods like execute the show method, edit method, update method, and destroy method. So these things are executed based on the HTML pages you are going to create, and when the customer clicks or presses buttons, they will ultimately trigger these action methods that are in the controller, right? So what we are trying to do is we have one route that's going to handle all of that for us. That is a resource route and users and user controller. So similar way we have here in the web.php, hotel is a file that we have created, and when the customer clicks anything about the hotel, we are going to take him into all these things using one line like this. Otherwise you will need a separate line for this, just like the way you see it here, right? So this is an easier form of handling all the models CRUD easily. Okay, now we have our hotel controller, and one of the first things I want to do before continuing is set up that alert window. So you remember there was in the video one I said something related to alerts, and that was really a small plugin, a small additional plugin we are using to display message boxes to the customer when events happen in the application and we want to notify something. So let me try to go ahead and do that first. Okay, so we are going to need that because when we finish off with our code, we have to show to the customer that this has worked, that this has been done completely like that. So this is the alert setup. Right, so let's go into our item here, go to the terminal, and you try to register first this project. So Sosai Boy alerts, this is actually going to be inserted into our project. So there are many ways of doing that. You can manually go and edit your files and update, or you can just write like this: composer require Sosai Boy /alerts. So just enter this, and then it's going to register this file under your composer, and you'll be allowed to use this. And what it does is it brings in this Sosai Boy alerts plugin from the internet into your vendors folder actually. So there's a folder called vendors. So vendors folder is a huge folder that contains a lot of information. Okay, a lot of information, and you don't want to go into that folder here because it's too much. It's a lot of stuff from that you might be using, you know, in your project. So depending on the case, you might actually use them. So vendor folder, usually if you create a GitHub folder or anywhere there you have a repo, this folder will not update. You have to manually update this every time you clone a Git, or for example every time you download a file for you to try, you actually has to do a composer update in order to bring down this folder from internet, because composer is going to have the details. Okay, anyway, let's wait for this thing to finish. AI is downloading the Soshai Boy alerts, you can see. Okay, so it says it was unable to download from the actual source, so somehow it is downloading elsewhere, but this is the dev master. Alright, so once it is downloaded, we have to fire the next command. Yeah, so it's downloaded. Then we have to do a composer update to make sure our vendor folder is up to date. So just hit composer update. This will take a minute or two because it will actually try to look for other folders that may not be up to date and try to update them. But as you can remember, this is a new installation of Laravel, so therefore everything we have are what we have updated files. So whatever file in your composer.json is going to check and is going to update. So it will take a minute or two, but basically while it is being set up, let us continue to do the rest. Okay, so when you are trying to integrate something into your website software, you have to actually do a little bit of configuration. So one of them is here in the config folder. There is a file called app.php. Into the app.php there is an providers array. You have to add this class because this means now I'll be able to use this file. You know, you have to register it. Alright, so just click Ctrl P and then go to config slash app.php. You see down here there will be a file called providers. Yeah, see here, providers. Just at the end of this, paste this line. So this means inside Soshai Boy alerts there is a alert service provider. This is a service provider, and put a comma, just that. And then you have to register, publish this vendor folder. What this does is it's going to generate some CSS files and JavaScript files like here on the public folder. Let me show you. Right now you have no data on public folder except for this few stuff. So once you enter this line, PHP artisan vendor publish dash dash tag alerts, see it has created this additional folder called CSS and JavaScript, and they have some lines also, sweet alert. Yeah, if you remember earlier when you set up your partials in the resources folder, you actually made those things already. So in the yeah, we are trying to look for manually, right? Yes, so let me just write in views slash, you can just type halfway also, it will bring you there. Okay, and then navigation, yeah, it was CSS, yeah, this file. See, for example, we have this sweet alert already added here because I made this as a separate partial was to use that includes the sweet alert as well. If it doesn't, then you have to add this line. See here, it has not taught you that, but actually there was a PDF here, alert, how to set up alert, that I was going to share with you guys. I'll send it to you, where you have to follow up and add these lines. You have to go to your CSS file and put this CSS link. You have to go to your scripts file, you have to add this line for your sweet alert JavaScript, and also you have to go to your master.php, and down here there will be a file that you have to, a line that you have to enter. So what is that line? In the master page, no, it doesn't have that line. Let me try to open this up. See exactly the same thing. Yeah, see here, alerts show. So in your master page here, include alerts show. Okay, so later on you'll get to learn more about these double colons, what they mean, and we have some interesting things we can learn more later on, don't worry about that. Alerts, right? Okay, what that does is, let's test it. Okay, so if you go to your hotel controller where the customer is trying to come to the index method, when he clicks the hotel, try to put alert here, simple alert. So this is how you use it. See, you can put a title and a message and just alert, or you can overlay everything with a title and a message. We are going to use this one, so just alert overlay, index method, let's say hotel clicked, see for example, and then of course semicolon. So now you go into this folder file. So you are here and the customer is going into the hotels page. He's taken into the hotel page, and now it says here resolution does not exist. Okay, don't worry about that because there is some data already there. So in the hotel controller, you are taken into, yeah, so here you need to have use statement to include the resolution. What is this binary resolution that it is asking? Binding resolution exception. Target class hotel controller does not exist. No, we have hotel controller. Where is hotel controller? Hotel controller. So here the spelling is wrong or something. No. So you're taken into the hotel, and then index method is actually correct. No. Binding resolution hotel controller doesn't exist. How so? Okay, so you have to have your hotel controller inserted here, I guess. Use. Okay, so but we are able to take it there. See here. I don't think you need to include it. Hotel controller. See here. app/http/controller/hotel controller .php. app/http/controller/hotel controller, isn't it? So controllers hotel controller is in this folder. So app/http/controllers hotel controller. I think this is the reason it couldn't find where the hotel controller is. No, hotel controller doesn't exist. I didn't understand what that meant. Yeah. So it can't find. The input is correct, hotel, and then you are saying take him into the hotel controller, and this is a resource route, so it should take you into the hotel controller. It says you can't find hotel controller, so which I'm not sure. Hotel controller does not exist. Hotel controller doesn't exist. Okay. You can solve this problem. For now, let's see, for example, you have a function here. You can try to use something like this, or even here it will work. So you are returning index.php and you are saying alert, and then you have a title like the way you have entered it here. Ole. I was just trying to run this file. Yeah, so it's of course index method home. This is the root, right? Home. Okay, let's come back. Just a message box that pops up to show you. Yeah, there it is, index method. So this is this kind of pop-ups basically. So that's what we want to show, that it works. Okay, so we are going to keep it and continue to use it. So that's basically the idea of having the routes, resourceful routes. And then when you have a route like this, it means take the customer into these specific folders. So it is supposed to work the way we want, and this is how we expect it to work. Alright, anyway, let's continue. if you have a separate entry there, if you want to check the customers, taking the customer into a specific page, for example, like this, you can test that also. So routes get slash hotel. If you type slash hotel, and then takes you into hotel controller at index. Okay, let's try to see if that works. So hotel, it gives the same error, which I have to check why this error is appearing here. For this case, I don't understand why. Maybe this is not yet taken effect. No. Okay, I'll solve this problem. So basically what we need is resource routes. We don't need separate routes like this in order to take the customer into the controller, and then it should be able to deal with it. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah, it was correct too. So some issue with the controller not being registered. Okay. So that's the idea of setting up the alerts and also setting up hotel class, hotel database file. And then once you have the hotel database file, what happens is you're going to allow the customer to create the pages. In the case of hotel controller, there is something missing here. Here you need to actually return something, and that return is you have to return a view, and when the customer is taken into the index method, he needs to be taken somewhere. So that somewhere is hotel.create. What this means is there is a folder called hotel in our view directory. You see, you go into the view directory. Of course, you can even click here, control click to go to the file. But I just want to show you, in our resources folder, we created a folder called hotel in the views folder, and then I created this index, edit, and create files needed for those lines. So create.blade.php is just a file like this. Don't worry too much about what is in it. It's just a form, and once you are here, you're going to see the hotel name, basically a place to enter the hotel name. And this page is called create.blade.php, and we are using the Laravel's Blade engine. So .blade.php, as I said last class, all the pages are going to be .blade.php, all your Blade, all your view pages. So in the hotel controller, when we say like this, return the view, it's actually going to take the customer to this page. And now that we are here in the hotel controller, we have to, let's try to see if it works. Yeah, still the same error. Okay, so I'll find this issue and try to resolve this file. For now, this is the view. So let me show you these files before we close down on this topic, and we can troubleshoot and come back on that. So we have this folder called hotel, where we have separate pages. One is index.blade.php. So this is going to be a table where I'm going to display all the hotels, and this is going to be the page where I'm going to create a single instance of a hotel, and then this is the page where we are going to edit the hotel pages. And as I said in the last class, just like index.blade.php we created, we will start with a layout, extends layout.master. So that means my page is going to extend from the actual master page I created, meaning it's going to have the same header and the footer and all the layout that we have, and then plus it's going to have this body, so where I can insert my data, and that is the section. That's why you can see here there's an item called section at the beginning, and at the end there is end section. So everything that I write in between is going to be in the body. The rest are going to be automatically taken care of because I'm extending the master layout. So try to follow exactly the same architecture. This is very easy way of creating your pages, and it is new for you. It may be difficult for some of you, but if you follow along, it will be quite easy. Don't worry much about it. Okay, so let me check on this controller issue here, why we are not able to display this waterpark/hotel. It takes us into this error. So I couldn't understand why this happened, so I'll need to spend some time to find this issue, and then we'll come back and continue. Okay, thank you very much guys. See you in the next section where we actually create a hotel and also create add, edit, delete of hotel and also customer. Then I'll let you create other files yourself, or I'll let you create customer yourself after creating hotels. That will be your tutorial for class that we are going to have on 20th September. Bye. Okay, see you.